In the 2 chapters about Loki, we're able to start piecing together his true nature, but some people are still confused about whether he's a friend or foe. That's the question many are asking. Is Loki an enemy or an ally? That's what we'll explore in this video, as we consider both sides of the story and whether he'll be a villain or an ally to the Straw Hat pirates in the Elbaf arc. To begin, let's examine the potential reasons why Loki could be an antagonist in this arc. What are the possible key points to support the idea that Loki might be an antagonist in the Elbaf arc and not an ally of the Straw Hats? The first point is the obvious one. He killed Elbaf's king, King Harald. This action alone makes it hard to see Loki as a good character given he killed a king. According to the giants, Loki's reason for killing his father, King Harald, was to obtain a legendary devil fruit. This shows selfishness as he had to kill his own father just to gain more power through the devil fruit. Loki further shows his selfish nature in his conversation with Lufy, where he repeatedly orders Lufy to free him from captivity, even going so far as to bargain with Lufy, offering to answer his questions about Shanks in exchange for his freedom. This willingness to manipulate shows how greedy Loki is for power. Another point supporting Loki as a villain is when he thinks to himself that he will kill Lufy once he's free. Just by reading this, it's clear that Loki genuinely has bad intentions, as he wouldn't say such a thing if he were just joking. Another clue is that the giants refer to him as the shame of Elbaf. If Oda wanted to portray Loki as a good character, why would he make the giants call Loki the shame of Elbaf? This is especially emphasized by the giants who are close to Brogy and Dory. Lastly, another reason that strengthens the idea of Loki being evil is that he has imposed a ban on others. Characters we know as kind-hearted rarely impose bans on others, so it's strange for Loki to do so if he were good. This situation would obviously anger Lufy, as it recalls the first chapter where the mountain bandits called Shanks a coward because he didn't fight back. When Lufy heard this, he was furious as he saw Shanks as his hero. Now Loki has repeated this scenario by also calling Shanks a coward, which has made Lufy angry once again. Now let's explore the other side of the story, which questions if King Harald was actually a villain. If it turns out that the king of Elbaf was truly evil, then Loki's act of killing his father could be justified. Do we have any hints that King Harald might have been evil? Yes, we do. We saw this in Big Mom's flashback, specifically with Mother Carmel. During Big Mom's flashback, we learned that Mother Carmel was actually a bad person who sold giants to the world government, turning them into Marines, CP agents, and others. So if there were people like Mother Carmel in Elbaf, why didn't King Harald notice or stop her? Why didn't he make her leave Elbaf? Could it be that he was involved in business with her? Another point in favor of Loki's goodness could still be related to King Harald. What if King Harald was forced to act like a villain by the world government, similar to how King Riku Doldo was manipulated by Doflamingo into seeming like a tyrant to his people? Perhaps the world government blackmailed King Harald, and Loki killed him not to gain the devil fruit, but to end his suffering. Loki's statement about wanting to destroy the world might not mean this literally. What if he actually wants to destroy the world government? This is something the giants might have misunderstood, thinking Loki was just greedy and wanted his father's devil fruit, when in fact he wanted to avenge his father by fighting the world government. For those wondering if the world government could reach Elbaf, we've already seen in Big Mom's flashback that CP agents met with Mother Carmel, so it's definitely possible. If Loki is actually good, who might be the main antagonist of the Elbaf arc? There are theories suggesting it could be Golden Lion Shiki. Many fans think the silhouette seen at the end of the Egghead Island resembles Shiki based on similarities in appearance and clothing. And in the latest chapter, we saw animals similar to those from the movie Strong World, where Shiki was the main antagonist. This might be foreshadowing Shiki's role as the main villain of the Elbaf arc. However, I believe it's unlikely Shiki will be brought back into the main storyline, as it would decrease the hype for the Elbaf arc. Besides, Shiki's conflict is more personal with Roger, so it's unlikely he'd be connected to the giants unless we get a specific clue, which we haven't. As for who will be the main villain for the Elbaf arc, Loki is still the primary suspect. However, if it turns out Loki is good, I think the world government might be the main villain, whether it's the Holy Knights or another Gorosei member, as they are now the most relevant antagonists with us in the final saga. In summary, it's still unclear whether Loki is good or evil, as we haven't seen everything yet, but regarding the main villain of the Elbaf arc, I believe it's very likely to be Loki, or if not, possibly a member of the world government. So what do you think? Is Loki good, and could he be an ally of the Straw Hat pirates, or is he really evil and will become the main villain of the Elbaf arc? If you have any ideas, feel free to comment so we can discuss it further. That's all for now. Peace.